Hey guys, it's Lex at LexReads. Welcome back to my channel. And welcome to Road Test, the new series where I take my favorite booktubers' favorite books and recommendations out for a test drive. This series is inspired very aggressively heavily from Chandler Ainsley's taste test series. I will link her playlist down below. She is amazing, and because I'm basically stealing her idea, my first video in the series is going to be on some of her faves and recommendations. So basically, how the series works, I went through her favorite books and recommendations videos, and I picked 5 books that I am going to read to see how closely our reading tastes align. Basically, this is just so that when I watch her recommendations videos in the future, I have a better gauge of whether or not I'm probably going to like the books that she's recommending. So I wanted to pick at least one book that I think I would pick up on my own, and then 3 or 4 that I don't necessarily think I would have picked. The first book I picked is Chandler's favorite YA contemporary, and that is Birthday by Meredith Russo. This book follows 2 characters who were born on the same day at the same time, and they meet up every year on their birthday. It sounds pretty good. This seems like something I maybe would have picked up. I maybe would see it in Barnes and Noble and be like, yeah, why not? Let's give it a try. So we'll see how I feel about that. So this next one is her pick for favorite sport/found family book or series, and it's The Foxhole Court by Nora Sakovic. That one follows our main character Neil, who goes to school to play Exy, which I think she said is kind of like lacrosse but more intense. And he's the son of a murderer/crime lord. I'm not entirely sure which one, but he finds family on his team, I'm assuming. This is another one that, I don't really usually gravitate towards sports books, so I don't think I would have picked this up. But as far as, tropes it falls into, it seems like something I might enjoy. This next one is also in her top 20 books video. It's in the category of favorite problematic read. It's Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. This one is about Ryan and Misha, who are set up to be pen pals on accident because the teachers think they're both boys. And they're pen pals for 7 years, and then Ryan stops writing, and then they're like, we gotta meet. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm not the biggest romance. I don't have an issue with romance, but it isn't a genre that I tend to gravitate toward. And it's Chandler's favorite. So we'll see. The next pick is her favorite in the category of morally questionable romances. It is Rock by Anita Sunday, which is about 2 step brothers who fall in love. Yeah. And the 5th book that I picked is The Guy on the Right by Kate Stevens. Kate Stewart. This book follows Teddy Theodore, who moves to college because, that's a thing that happens. It's a romance. This was in her top 6 books of 2019 video, is when she talked about this one. His roommate is a football star. He's a marching band geek. I too am a band geek, not marching band, but I too am a band geek. He likes this girl. Seems like it's going to be a love triangle between him and Troy, I think his roommate's name is. And the whole thing is but Troy shouldn't underestimate the guy on the right. We're going to do it. I own all of them but Birthday. Birthday hasn't come in yet. The rest of them I got on ebook because most of them are Kindle Unlimited. We're just going to get into it. Let's do it. God, I need to cut that down to like... Hello, friends! Don't mind me, I'm eating a cake pop. So I'm sitting outside my eye doctor right now because my new glasses came in, but I'm probably gonna have to wait. My estimate is 30 minutes to an hour for them to, like, be able to get to me because they do, like, a fitting to make sure it fits right. So I'm gonna start reading, and we're gonna, like, dive in head first. I'm gonna start with Rock. I'll check back in soon. Alright, yeah, so I'm about 10% into Rock. I really like it so far. I'm digging it. I guess I wasn't expecting them to be so young at the start. I'm pretty sure they're 12, or at least Cooper is 12 in, like, the first chapter of the book. Which is weird. Because I thought they were gonna be, like, teenagers at the output. But, like, I like it, and I'm gonna keep going. Like, I'm into it. I think I dig it. They're flirting, and it's so cute! Yo! Okay, so I finished part 1 of Rock. So I'm 54 pages in. It's good. It's good. I really, really like it. And then they had Christmas and the rocks and oh, it's so good. At some point, I'll have, like, coherent thoughts that aren't, it's so good, but that point is not right now. No, they're not. I don't want to. Okay, so that was a bombshell that, like, I briefly thought about for a minute, and then was like, nah, whatever, and now I'm like, oh, shit. Oh. I don't know what to do with this information. So it's 6 o'clock, it's been 3 hours since I started Rock by Anita Sunday. I finished it. It's my favorite book I've read so far this year. So, thank you. Also, maybe my favorite romance I've ever read. We were not expecting this, but here we are. And thank God we are. Alright. Yeah, so like I said, I finished Rock by Anita Sunday. I absolutely adore it. It's so good. And then I didn't say, but I also started Foxhole Court, and I am halfway through it, and I like it so far. I don't like it quite as much as Rock, but I'm really enjoying it. I like all the characters. I think Andrew is really interesting. I like Andrew a lot. He might be my favorite. I also really like Nikki. I like Nikki too. I don't have as strong of feelings about all the other ones, and I definitely don't have as strong of feelings about the book as a whole, but I might finish it tonight, and if I finish it tonight, then that means I read 2 of my 5 books in one day. Yeah, so far, I think what we've learned is that thus far, my tastes and Chandler's tastes are very aligned. If I didn't trust her before, I think I do now. And I know I still have 3 books to get through, but that's a joke, right? They can't. Now I have to read the rest of them. I'm so committed. Am I supposed to want Andrew and Neil to love each other? Because I do. I would like to start this portion of the video by personally apologizing to Chandler Because that bitch doubted you, and she was dumb, it turns out, because Rock and the Foxhole Court, 2 of my 3 favorite reads so far this year. Right now is coherent thoughts time. I know I said last night, at some point I'll have coherent thoughts that aren't "it's so good." Rock, beautiful, slow burn romance. A couple very uncomfy moments that like added so much to the book. The ending, so sweet. I got into it really quickly. It's nice because the chapters are short, so it like keeps going. We followed Cooper and Jace from the ages of like 12, 13, 13-ish, to their mid-20s. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. There were some really, really touching moments, some really disheartening moments. I cried for a second. I blushed and giggled and had to stop reading to stand up and wander around for a minute. It was beautiful. I loved it. And the Foxhole Court, admittedly, it took me about 30% of the book to really get into it. The first chunk of book, I was like, I don't really care about anything that's happening. Like, I didn't feel connected to any of the characters, and I was like, what the fuck, a lot of times. But that being said, I think, okay, so I liked it so much that I bought the rest of the trilogy, and I want to read it right now. Like, I'm committed, I'm into it, I'm a fan, we love it. Neil, love him. Andrew, adore him. Nikki, I want to protect him. Like, wow, this cast of characters, the found family element that I can see it happening. It hasn't happened all the way yet. I'm assuming we get there more in later books, but I loved it so much that I picked the other 2 up. I think the only parts that were a little bit hard for me to get through, there were some like nitty-gritty sports moments that were like a little bit draggy for me, and like I said, the very, very beginning dragged a little bit for me. But other than that, I loved it. I loved them both. I think I'm gonna do Punk 57 next because it's the one that I'm the least excited about. So I figure if I don't like this one, I'll have 2 more books to like. It'll like, you know, like a reverse parabola, a reverse bell curve. So, but hopefully I like it. Yeah, so Punk 57 is the next one I'm picking up. Let's do it. So I'm 48 pages into Punk 57. I don't like Ryan. So it like is in their POVs, like Misha and Ryan's, and I don't like Ryan, so getting through the rest of this book is going to be interesting. But I'm about 15% in. Maybe I can get like 50-ish% in by the end of the night, and then call it. Maybe it'll get better. I like Misha a lot. I like feel Misha. I don't feel Ryan. So I'm in chapter 4, and I lied. Assuming Mason is Misha, I hate both of them, which bodes well for the rest of this book. I'm only on page like 70, and it's like 360 pages long, so I have like 300 pages left. Ryan's the worst. Misha's the worst. All of Ryan's friends are the worst, and those are all the characters we know. I'm 100 pages in, which is like 30-ish%. I don't even want them to get together. Like, I get that it's got the whole like friends to enemies to lovers thing going on. But I just want them to, like, never talk to each other again, because I'm just over it. I'm just over both of them. Oh. Okay, good morning. I just want to talk a little bit about Punk 57, which I did read all of last night. I think this might be the first time in the history of reading that I've read something in one sitting because I wanted it to be over. I've argued back and forth in my brain a lot about whether I should give it 2 or 3 stars. However, I think that if I wasn't reading it for a video, I probably would have DNF'd it. I would just like to say for the record that at the very end of the book, they weren't all the most insufferable characters that I've ever read, so it got better. Let's start with things I did like about the book. I liked the first chapter. I liked how they met for the first time. And I liked the last 40, 50 pages or so. So basically starting when Ryan got her shit together. Everything in between I pretty much didn't like. And I think I kind of figured out why. Okay, so I'm very, very picky with heterosexual, male-female romance. So I am queer. I like queer, bisexual, pansexual as labels. Any of the above work. I usually use queer. But in movies and books, I feel like straight romances are just kind of icky. They're kind of toxic a lot of the time, and they're every time I read a romance book with a straight couple, I ask myself the question, do straight people even like each other? I just feel like there should be more feelings and less fighting. They fight so much. Why do they fight so much? Like I said last night, there was a long time in the middle where I just wanted them to never interact with each other again because I was so over how antagonizing they were to each other. And I don't know, it had the vibe a few times where they would be fighting and I hate you, you don't hate me, you want me, and then they would have sex, and I would read the sex scene and I would be okay, cool. Maybe there should be some more consent here. I was can you like each other for 5 minutes? Can you be nice for 5 minutes? And then when Ryan found out Misha's secret, I didn't really care because I was boy, you hate him? Now you hate him? I don't know. It just bothered me. So not a fan of that one. But I will still say that Rock and the Foxhole Court, 2 of my favorite books that I've read in a long time. So we're 2 for 3. Yeah, and I read the first 2 chapters last night of The Guy on the Right. So far I like that one a lot more. I really like Theo's voice. It's in so the first 2 chapters are in his POV. When it switches to I think her name's Lainey. For the third one, I haven't read that yet, so I don't have anything to say about Lainey's POV, but how they met was sweet. I liked their drunk talk. It was adorable. I dug it. So maybe this is a straight couple that will like each other. That's really the goal. I just want them to like each other. I just want them to have happy feelings about each other before they're in a relationship. Is that so much to ask? Where's the pining? Where's the tenderness? If you have any straight romances that read queer romances in the pining and the tenderness, wreck them down below. I'll check them out. Hello, friends. It's been a week and a half, and I haven't read any of the other 2 books. I'm currently reading An Unwanted Guest by, I think it's Sherry Lupina, because I wanted a mystery. But that being said, I'm going to try and finish that tonight. I'm like 60% of the way done. If I can't finish it by tomorrow night, I'm gonna set it aside, finish The Guy on the Right, finish An Unwanted Guest, and then read Birthday. But I just thought I'd let you know where I'm at with that. I'm sorry that literally nowhere in my house has good lighting. Also, I'm about 100 pages in to The Guy on the Right. I like both of the protagonists. They don't hate each other, which is fun. But I'm just kind of bored. So I started Birthday, and I'm about 4 chapters into that. So I think it's like 30-ish pages or something. I don't remember. And it's so queer so quickly, and I do really like that. I'm into it, and I want to keep reading it. So I was expecting Birthday to be my favorite, and it hasn't disappointed me yet. So that's good. 100 more pages. Except I might have to take a nap. I'm really tired. It's pretty good. I just am sleepy. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The stupid fight that I don't want to read. Fuck. I just don't care. I just want them to love each other. I finished The Guy on the Right. So aside from that, like, 25 pages toward the end that I was like, for God's sake, please stop, it was good. It was an enjoyable read. It took me a while to get through because it took me a while to get into, but I liked it. It was a decent read, and it was good enough. Well, the lighting is so bad in this bedroom. It is very late at night right now. All of my roommates are out right now. I finished Birthday last night at about 2:30 a.m. and I couldn't record because, in case you didn't know, I live in a sorority house. So I have like roommates, like 3 of them. Birthday was great. There was some strong, heavy stuff. In my Goodreads review, which I will post as soon as this video is live, I have like all of the content warnings listed. But other than that, it was phenomenal. So queer, trans main character, questioning of the sexuality, coming to terms with oneself, all wonderful things. But overall, it was really, really good. I highly recommend, if you like LGBT plus contemporary content, I think you should read it. It was amazing. Tomorrow, during the day when the lighting is a little bit better than it is in this moment right now, I'll record my wrap-up. Now I'm gonna go read the sequel to the Foxhole Court, the second one in the series, because I've been dying to, but I wanted to finish the rest of the books before I started anything else. Didn't really work out because I read a couple books in the middle, but for the most part I did good, so now it's time to finish that series. So like I said last night, I finished everything. And so we're just gonna talk through all 5 real quick, and we're gonna start with me leaning this way because I'm going to put some graphics over here. Birthday is Chandler's favorite YA contemporary. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think I said a good bit about what I have to say about it last night. This book was really poignant. It was beautiful. It was well written. There is some heavy, heavy stuff, so just be aware of that. You know, there's homophobic and transphobic remarks. There's homophobia and transphobia, there's suicidal ideation, there's dysphoria, there's bad family dynamics. Just beware if you're gonna read it. that being said, I do highly, highly recommend it. It's a really, really good work. Next up, The Foxhole Court by Nora Sakavic. I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I adored this book. I just finished The Raven King. I'm about to start All the King's Men, I think the third one is called, and I'm very excited because, oh my goodness, I'm in love with this universe. The characters, while not instantly likable, are some of my favorite characters I've read. I adore Andrew with my whole heart, even though he's kind of a piece of garbage. I love him. Nikki would protect with my whole soul. Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. I know I said that I was having some back and forth with myself on what I rated this. I ended up giving this a 1 out of 5 stars, and I know if you've been around here for a while, you're thinking, Alex, you don't give out 1s. You'd be correct. I typically don't think a book is bad enough to warrant a 1 unless I can't get through it, but I don't think it's fair to rate books that I DNF. So I basically never give out 1s. That being said, if I had just been reading this for funsies because I had picked it up, I would have DNF'd it probably about 30 pages in, but I finished it, and I really, really didn't like it. So 1 out of 5 stars. If this is your kind of thing, like if you like that, like, mistaken identity, hidden identity, like, friends to enemies to lovers, hate sex, like if you're into that kind of stuff, this might be the book for you. It was just not the book for me. Next up we have Rock by Anita Sunday. This is one of my favorite romances I've ever read. I know I said that earlier, but I feel like it warrants being said again. Oh my god, I adored this book. Cooper and Jace, we stan. The writing was fun. She's right, it is a little bit morally questionable, but I surprised no one more than myself. 5 out of 5 stars. So good. So thanks for one of my new fave books, Chandler. We appreciate that. And lastly, The Guy on the Right, I gave 3 out of 5 stars. This book was really fun. It was really cute. I feel like I have a lot in common with Theo. I really understood Theo. Lainey was adorable. I appreciated that they liked each other. It was like friends to lovers, medium-ish slow burn. It was good. It's good. Should read it if you like romance. College romance. Cute, sappy, friends to lovers, we stand. Yep. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry if it was like a little bit of a shit show. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm like really doing with this series, as far as like editing and cutting and stuff goes. So it might change a little bit in the future. And I am currently working on another one, so hopefully that'll be up in the next month or 2. But thank you guys so much for sticking around this long. If you stuck around this long, my goodness, you deserve a prize. So thank you so much for watching. I post a new video every Thursday, sometimes with bonus videos sprinkled throughout the week. Pretty consistently with bonus videos sprinkled throughout the week. I've done 2 videos a week almost every week since the new year. So there's plenty of backlisted content. Be sure to check it out. Thank you so much. Thank you to Chandler. If you haven't been on Chandler's website, or Chandler's channel, go tell her I sent you. Yeah. Bye, guys.